seen Blade Runner?
Okay, folks, we're back for another episode of Ben Silver's Screentime.
Silver Screen
Oh,
Time.
sorry. Yeah.
Start again.
It's called My Podcast Screentime. No, it's not my podcast. I just want to put that on record. It's
Silver
his
Screen,
podcast.
Silver Screen Time.
No, I'm not joking. So it's our podcast. But yeah, so welcome back to another episode. This week, we're doing the film Whiplash. What a film.
I will say on record that I remember watching it and I did text you both and I said, 10 minutes in, I was like, nah,
right, yeah, so basically...
Let me explain!
Right, okay, you explain.
I'll just do my version quickly because I remember 10 minutes in, I text these two and went, this film's like not... You know what I mean? And then Ben just brutally went, shut the fuck up and watch the film. No one's asked about Face Off.
Yeah, we were like...
I didn't say that.
We were basically like, we had to watch Face Off.
Yeah, that'll do, yeah.
Which really, our whole thing there was like, we didn't really get that film too much before. You'd seen it before once when you were younger, or...
Yeah, I watched it on DVD and stuff, but yeah, I knew that it wasn't like a...
Up your street.
Yeah.
And I felt like that.
100%.
So we were just trying to go, honestly, this might not be up your street you think, but just wait till you see J.K. Simmons throw a chair.
Yeah, and that's what I did.
Yeah, so basically, Carl's not seen it before. Me and Phil's seen it, and yeah, so it's going to be interesting to hear.
And
what
40 minutes in,
about it.
watching the film, I text back saying, "I'm so glad I watched this film."
Yeah,
because it was epic. It was a bloody good film.
Mm-hmm.
It's different, but it fucking worked.
So at what point were you like, shit, this is sick? I think it's when J.K. Simmons when he gets in that band in that like prestigious like studio band, and J.K. Simmons comes in, you get his fucking earphones out, puts his jacket on there,
you just tell he's fuming, and because you feel like the kid who's obviously based around, he's going to be the sick drummer and he's going to have an easy ride.
Yeah.
Like straight into
that's what you were thinking.
That's what I thought instantly. I thought, right, he's picked him already.
Yeah.
You know, come at 6 a.m. and he's late.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets there, he starts doing and he does it and he's going, now he's like, stop.
Yeah.
And he just starts going, you're fucking dragging.
Yeah.
He goes, stop fucking dragging.
Yeah.
And it's just like, whoa, he's like, this guy's like intense. And
so, yeah. So Phil, what was your? When did you watch it? You maybe watched it when it came out.
We watched it when it came out, and then literally about a month or so ago. So I've watched it recently.
You watched it
when
twice in total.
I watched it more. I maybe watched it 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought this would be like one of them where you're like that you'd like it.
Yeah, I really do like it.
You know, you can do music and stuff, and
bit,
you're musical genius. Don't lie, Phil.
you can play the fucking piano and the flute.
You're the new Mozart.
He's blind, but he can fucking do it.
But no, it is one of my favourite films, to be honest.
Oh, is it? Right, okay, sick. Well, I'll refer to my notes, because I got some brilliant notes as well. So it's funny because obviously it starts, Neiman is his name, isn't it? Andrew Neiman. No, is that his name? No, is Neiman the other guy on the...
Wait, who do you mean? Should we get it up?
Yeah, you get it up.
Yeah, there's like 3 drummers, isn't there?
Yeah.
In the end, is it?
Yeah, Connolly. Connolly's one of them.
Connolly.
The fresh guy, like.
What are you looking down there for? There's no fucking Mars bars. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so it's funny because you know that thing that he does where he goes like
that's it, yeah, because he's like,
yeah, he does. Well, it's funny because that's like a Black Power symbol, isn't it? Like, so it's like every time he's doing it, he's like Black Power.
he's like.
Because jazz is like a black, like it's like culturally they invented it, so it's like, you know what I mean. I thought that was a parallel. I am a film critic now, but yeah, it's funny. I think I've seen this on a meme, but like it almost seems like, you know, like when he's like he's trying to get it right and he's like doing it for time. It's like it looks like he's trying to make a woman come. He's like, and I feel like the whole film's like a metaphor for him trying to make a woman come, basically. Like, because
it's gonna be good with his hands.
Yeah, because he's like doing it for sweating and stuff, and like that girl in it, and like
the one who's at the cinema.
And there's all this like liquid, like kind of like, you know, when they do the thing, they spit out, don't they? When they play like
the woodwind and brass instruments.
They spit all that thing out, and there's all this kind of like sweat and blood.
And it is the way it's like coloured is really weird as well. Like the whole like orangey thing, like this like it's all it's just this dank like it's supposed to be like it's not pretty like being a good musician. It's like you turn up and the guy like in that first scene as well. There's that whole bit where he's going, "Did I ask you to play?" At some point he's like, "Did I ask you to do that?" And you're like that, knowing that we've all been in a position where you start comedy and then you're around certain people where you're like, should I do that? And he's like, the guy's going, he's like, I know who that guy is. I have to impress him. Like straight away, you're like, he clearly wants it so much.
He asked you to play.
But he's literally like immediately like you're like, this guy really wants to do this kind of thing. He sets it up that immediately he's like obsessed with it in a way. So that's how it starts in it, and then so we're introduced.
So he goes to cinema with his dad.
Yeah,
that's what he does every week.
Weird little interaction with him where he's like, well, for starters, like, do you know what film they're watching? You remember that? Because I didn't take notice of that the first time, obviously, because I was watching it this time. I was like analysing it a bit.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what film did they go and watch? And they go and watch Rafifi, right? I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
1950s French crime noir film, right? And I'm thinking,
like you're watching that in 2014.
You go in, you go in there with your dad, like you and your dad are like you got this cool as fuck hobby of going watching like these really obscure French films, which it's like too good of a trope in terms of like, you know what I mean? No one's I don't know. It's like you dream thing. Like, me and my dad, like, we bond over this fucking cool as fuck niche thing.
We have a bowl of popcorn and really get into it.
It doesn't also, because in the whole dinner table scene when he's like, this is my dream, and he's like going mad at all his family and stuff. Yeah. It doesn't really match up the whole like, well, I go to French movies with you.
Yeah.
So you'd think that kind of dad would be like, go on, you can drum.
Yeah, I thought that.
You know what I mean?
Is that scene where his brother or something comes in?
I think it's his cousins, maybe.
Yeah, because I feel really bad on him that because they actually generally ask him a question like, "How's it going?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm the main," and then he walks in, they go, "Hey!" So they just kind of ignore it, and then he's like,
"No, it's funny because I feel like I've had that happen to me." Better times, like you know, I'm like sat there with my family, and I'm like, they're like, "So, how's the comedy going, man?" And I'm like, "Well, I actually got a spot at a thingy," and then my cousin comes in, he's like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking plumber, innit? I've just fucking done some plumbing."
Some mad
and I'm like, he's fucking brilliant, this guy. And I'm
like, funniest guy on the job.
He's like so funny. Ben, you should learn from him.
Because I always wind Red up on like my wife all the time. We watched that scene, and then I paused it and went, "Oh, that happened to me when I was a kid, you know." And she instantly went, "Don't." I'm literally imagine you just people ignoring you. It's just not nice. And then I rewound it like, and I was like,
"So did it happen to you? What happened?"
No, I think it was just.
But you said you wanted to be.
I think like when I was like in like 16, 17, I was like, yeah, like I want to, be an actor and be comedy. And then like, you know what I mean? My brother was going, right, so you do college and then what? Like we go uni. He's like, well, what after that?
Being cynical.
And it's just like. You know what I mean? It's like shit.
Bastard. But it's funny because like there's that scene he goes like he empties like the chocolate like raisins into the popcorn.
Yeah.
Right, and he goes and he's like what do you know one of the raisins? And he's like, I eat around them. And he's like and it's like meant to be this moment of like, I've grown out of this, Dad.
I'm 19.
I'm mature. Like I don't actually fucking pick the raisins anymore. Like, and then he's like, but also I thought maybe that's what his dad's thinking. He's like, my son growing up, making his own decisions. But really it's because his dick's actually in the popcorn.
Just waiting for
I was
just waiting for Ben to like speak 60, 90 seconds of like, it's very like intriguing, right? When he's got the popcorn. But do you know why though? Because his dick is actually leaning on the fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, so he's got like the whole, like, that trick that like where you put the fucking...
You get me every time because you're so easy to like relax and to listen to with your voice. And I'm like, yeah, he's really going into the scene now. It's just like, do you know why, Carl? I'm like, why? He's like, because he was sucking him off. He had him on his arse. Right?
But yeah, so I actually wrote that as a note. That's what I was thinking. But so...
Do me a favour. I know that this is mid-podcast, but I'm just paranoid that you're not on screen enough. Go that way.
Oh.
Thank you. More.
More.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Right, carry on. Okay.
So there's a bit in it as well. So he goes to the cinema. The girl who he likes works at the cinema.
Yeah.
And there's a bit in it where he's like looking at her, and she's like, He's like one of them. Like she's looking away.
He
looks. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very art house, that bit. It's very like doesn't have to be much speaking. It's a lot of silence and looking at each other kind of stuff.
Like a sideways shot kind of thing.
It's
and there's a bit in it. It's funny, but it's not really referenced. But like he asks her out, doesn't he? He's like, and she goes, "Where do you want to go?" And he goes, "Pizza." And I felt like if I was her, I'd be like, no. I said, where do you want to go? What food do you want?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Ring a taxi and say, hi, I'm at the cinema. Can you take me to pizza? Yeah, no. You know where pizza is. I got this girl on me and my fucking hands are bleeding from the drumming. Take me to pizza. Like, doesn't she say a joke where she goes like, no?
Oh, yeah. So
it is like, it's like, whoa.
She's like, get out of here or something.
Yeah. I'm joking. He's like, fucking gun pizza. But yeah, it's cute.
Also,
it made me reminisce.
Just a little side note, J.K. Simmons, like, you know, because he's an interesting character. Obviously, he's like the fucking main like tent pole of the thing. Not the tent pole, but he's like, you know, he fucking keeps it riveting, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
but it's funny because he's got this like black like t-shirt on. He's like kind of hench a bit, right?
He is. Yeah, I was gonna say like he's not big, but with what he's wearing, it's like he's kind of hench.
But that fucking hat that he's got is shit, mate. That little fucking mate.
It's like you're not intimidating everyone.
He's just like you can tell that underneath. It's really interesting character because he's like obviously a bully, but using this excuse of Charlie Parker never got a fucking,
What, you fucking crying because your fucking mom left you? Come on, you fucker.
Yeah, true. I suppose that a lot of that character is like the whole like...
But do you think that they gave him a gimpy hat on purpose? Because
so
they were
it's
like...
a bit pretentious.
We want him, the audience, or do you think that they thought, no, that looks cool?
No, maybe
a jazz sense of like, that hat's going to look cool because he's like... in the jazz
world.
Exactly,
yeah, maybe.
And he needs to fit in
like they walk into like bars, don't they? Like... put the hat down all the time.
It's probably also them being like, he's so jazz. He wears that hat unironically.
Yeah.
Goddamn jazz.
He is brutal though, isn't he? Like he's so abusive and he just doesn't care, does he? Like,
but he's and obviously like J.K. Simmons comes in straight away. He just starts like before he gets to Neiman. I think he's
it's Andrew Neiman.
Andrew Neiman. Before he gets to him, he goes, someone's out of tune, aren't they? And he's like, fucking...
Oh, and he's like, come on.
And he starts terrorising everyone. But I used to think, when I first watched it, I was like, his insults are so good, right? But like, looking back on it, watching it again, like, he says one of them, he goes, this isn't your boyfriend's dick, don't come early. But it's like, that doesn't make sense. Because
he's got loads of mad... But I kept on, every time he sort of did those ones, I'd proper laugh high pitch. And then like my wife go, oh, this is your sort of character in it. And that's where you know when I said... in a certain part of the film, I like this film.
No, definitely, because I thought that like you'd be quoting that now from fucking like not that specific.
What are you looking down there for?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here! I'll fucking demolish you. Why can I still see you, mini me?
But fucking that not my tempo scene is probably one of the most like iconic scenes
100%.
in like classic iconic cinema scene when at first he's like, we've got a new guy. He's kind of like buzzing off him a bit. We've got a new guy, everyone. After he's just roasted all them, the tension in it is so good. And like fucking, and then he's like, after he's just terrorizing, he's like, says, "Come on, we're gonna do that." And he plays it for a little bit, and then he's going, not quite. He's proper nice. You'll get it. You'll get it. He's proper like that. And then like the next one, it just gets progressively more and more fuming.
He's so good. Yeah, he's so good at developing it, isn't he?
Yeah, like, and then I think he culminates with throwing the thing.
Did he throw something at him or over him or something?
Why did I just throw a chair at you, Neiman?
Yeah.
And then he's like, whoa.
Why did I just fuck your ass, Neiman?
Why don't you bend over that fucking drum set and let me fucking... Don't come on your fucking boyfriend's dick early, you fucking piece of shit.
Don't come on me early.
Don't fucking come, Neiman. I swear.
But yeah.
Am I bumming or dragging?
You're dragging your dick. Get it back in my ass.
Is your dick dragging or coming?
Let me see if your dick's dragging. Your dick's dragging.
He's fucking shagging you. Not my tempo.
That's not my tempo.
yeah. Not my tempo.
Shut up! Wear the hat. Come on.
That scene though.
That scene is fucking so
That
good.
scene's so good because it's him clearly being like, "What's the floor rumbling?"
Oh shit! It's like your washing machine.
No, there's a washing machine on in the flat above or below.
Okay,
so
wow, okay.
they won't be able to pick it up on
I
the
thought it was the day after tomorrow.
No, you won't. Yeah.
That's not
Stop
my
it.
tempo.
That was not my rumbling.
Well, in that scene, yeah. So it's him being like the whole the tense bit of like, I'm gonna roast everyone.
Yeah.
Here's the new guy.
Yeah.
He's letting him believe like, fuck, I'm a sick guy.
Yeah.
He's like, move over, mate. I'm sitting in the chair now. It's my turn.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he's doing it, he's really going like, if you are sick, when I knock you off, oh, you're not quite going my tempo.
Yeah.
If he's sick, he'll just go, no worries. This one, and then they'll go perfect. And he's like, fine.
Yeah.
But he's going, I'll give you a chance. And then he's like, right, now I need to break him down. And the whole point of it, a lot of it is like, let me make it so there's so much pressure on you that you're like, you've almost got this like, fuck you energy. Like, I'm going to show it to you. And because he's got all that like,
building up, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he's trying to like get that out of him. But it also is just, it is just being like, you're my mate, fuck off. It's like bringing a guy. It's the same as when you're like invited with all the cool guys, and then they put your hand in the bowl, and then you piss yourself, and then they all piss on your face.
Remember that in 2008.
But that kind of thing, like people bringing you in to be like, he's sick, this guy, and then they take the piss out.
It's mad as well though, because he's like this new drummer. And it's like, oh shit, he's going to be like the, fucking new kid on the block and that. But then a couple of scenes after, he brings a new drummer in, doesn't he? And he's just straight away, he's just like, this is this kid. And he's like, Neiman's just a bit like, I thought I was like the next big thing. But instantly he's like, definitely. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Like,
it's it's great. Yeah, I buzzed off that. So that's when you like, this is actually an amazing film. And then the rest of it, is very anxiety, especially when he's on that bus and he's trying to make it. It's like a dream. That it's like fucking,
because it breaks down, doesn't it? And then it's like
the bus breaks down, and then he forgets the stick, and then he gets in the crash, and then fucking.
That mad thing about the crash, I don't think it's really looked at a lot,
right?
Because like a full-on ton truck, like hits his side of the car, flips the car, And you're thinking, oh, he's definitely got a broken bone or something.
Yeah,
or like,
he's going
you know
to the
what
hospital.
I mean? But he gets out of the car and he's like, I need to get my sticks.
And
he's like, whoa, and then he just walks casually.
Is it a truck that hits him?
A truck, like, because he's on the phone going, tell him I'll fucking be there. And takes him out, and then he just gets into the room, doesn't it? And he's like, fucking blood on his head, and obviously,
and J.K. Simmons is like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons doesn't go, are you all right? Because he's not wired that way, is he, as a character? But he tries to do it, doesn't he? And then he drops a stick and that. Like, it's a bit of a.
It's weird with J.K. Simmons' character because he is proper like. He's got that like kind of like father, that weird fatherly thing where you just want him to be nice. When he's nice a tiny 100%. Bit, you're like, I love you.
Yeah, you're just like, this is what I needed in my life.
It's the Tony Soprano, the Godfather, whatever. It's the like. And if anyone had like a shitty dad or stepdad who's like, I remember when this were, my stepdad showed me the littlest bit of, and you're like, oh, thank you. The rest of the time they're treating you like shit. That's his kind of thing. He's like, it's almost like if you get I'm proud of you off me, it really means something.
Yeah, it's like kind of this is the be or end all kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean?
I wonder for you watching it this time, because obviously we know, like, but you'll have this fresh in your head. You kind of realize, oh, that's the point. He's trying to break him down to be like, no, this is a favor I'm doing to you. But at what point, and you realize he's kind of bullying him. At what point in the film are you like, right, he's just bullying him now? Or does it seem like that from the beginning?
No, I think like when it's all three drummers, he keeps all the way through the night. And like his hands start bleeding.
Yeah.
So because he says like, we will stay all fucking night if we have to. And he's just like getting all three of them like, bam, bam.
That's a mad scene.
That's one of the maddest scenes where like, because he sees his hands bleeding, I'm just going, fuck, like that.
And then he ends up like winning. Doesn't he end up like winning that little?
Yeah, he's like, you win, and then it shows like he's. I think they rock up at like 6 o'clock in the evening, and then it pans to his watch after everything's happened, and it's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, so they stayed like 8-9 hours just to go, and it's like, that is intense, innit? That's abusive, innit?
Yeah.
Like he's abusing these kids, pretty much. Really like to be, like, is he doing it because he's like, I see that much potential, you could be the best and all this?
Or is it? Yeah, and I suppose it is. You're supposed to be going. That's the whole great thing about the film is some people will go, that's necessary.
Yeah.
That's how you make great people. But some people are going, what the fuck
Yeah.
is that guy doing to people?
Like, didn't he make it to a certain thing and he sees the potential and he's like, now I'm going to break you like I got broke or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is interesting.
Cut off there, we're back.
Yeah. So I think I'm just going to see what else I wrote down. The relationship with the cinema girl was good. Because, I've kind of had that happen where, like, well, especially when you're, like, trying to do, you kind of, like, say, well, it's mad harsh what he says to her.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, when they're sat in that diner,
and
he just basically says, like, this, I can't have you
getting
in the middle of it.
Dream.
Yeah, and it's like, fuck it. I mean, like, you're not getting married. Like, you're on, like, your second, third date.
I kind of related to it in a way. Like, I've never done this, but have you ever had that feeling where you sometimes feel like if you're getting with you're dating a girl and then you like want to break it off and it's you're not quite sure how to. It'd be a way. Like I've had this thing in my head where I think if I was just brutally honest, look, it's going to turn out like this, and you'll be resenting me, and you just want to say that kind of thing to like. Because you go, that would definitely almost this like if I make them hate me, then it's easy for it to be the end. But I've never done that. I've never gone through with like, yeah, be a cunt to them so they'll break up with me. But he's going like, the most effective way to get this woman out of my life, the distraction, is to be brutal to her, so that there's no way she won't even like me at the end of the conversation. So she won't be like, no, just because she does that a little bit at the beginning. She's like, and then he says that brutal thing. She's like, all right, well, fuck you then. And he's like, good.
I thought it was good. Like what I actually wrote that note about was the scene where. Oh, well, like the whole thing of initially him seeing her in the cinema and like before he's spoken to her and like romanticizing, and you do it as well as the audience, like you kind of like and then when he actually goes on that date with her, there's a bit of, they don't quite gel. Yeah. She says something like, I went to this school or whatever, and he's like, why did you pick there? And she's like, because that's the one where I got in or whatever. She's like, why did you pick thinking? He's like, it's the best school in the country. Yeah. Like that. And you can tell that they don't kind of, and it's interesting that they did that because, you know, most films would be like, she's this amazing girl. You know what I mean? They'd really hype up that the chemistry was amazing. Yeah. But like here, they're just like, you know.
Instantly dies off.
They don't, they're like, that she's a bit, or at least, you know, he's not besotted by her. Yeah. Well, and I've had that happen so many times when you romanticize something in your head, like you get a number or something, and you're like, you've watched them from afar. Yeah. There was this girl when I used to work in the O2 shop, in Bury, like a shopping centre. Across the way of the mall, was Lush, the shop. Oh yeah. And there would be like I would stand about in the O2 shop, and there was this girl there who stood about as well, in Lush, and I'd like in my head I was like, she's the one. Like I'd be like, you know, I'd just watch her like getting about and that, and I'd be like, completely romanticized. Yeah, right. And then I think I remember she came into the O2 shop, and then I had a chat with her, and then she was dead annoying. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
She actually speaks.
So it's happened to me.
Well, I always thought with that scene,
May.
I thought with that scene, it's not so much about him being. Yeah, I get that. That is also good that they're like, no, it just didn't work. But I always read it as he's so obsessed with drumming, he doesn't know how to speak to girls. Yeah. Like he's like so obsessed with it that if she goes like, well, why do you pick that one? He's like, it's the best one for music. He's like, what? How would you not know this? Like he's so lazy.
I'm not shifting on that.
But this is the thing is that like you would have thought that his drumming action would have been good in the bedroom with her. Because, do you know what I mean? If he's like...
Yeah, it'd be good with his hands at least, wouldn't he?
You know.
I always think like...
But he's like, 1 second, he puts his little fucking earphones in.
Yeah.
And then that like, J.K. Simmons is like coming over going, come on, Neiman!
You're shifting your head to her leg!
Make her come, Neiman! Make her... You shift.
Keeps putting his hand in ice.
Yeah.
He's got his headphones in so you can hear the music, and she's just going... and he's just going.
It's like, the music's so over. Yeah, okay,
like, but how do you feel near the end of the film when he tries to get back in contact straight after it? I really wanted a drumstick. But how do you feel like towards when he calls her back up and she's like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Did you feel sorry for him or?
That's it. That exact thing has happened to me.
Okay.
Same.
I was in a film called Whiplash.
I was in New York, but
No,
that happened to me actually.
No, I remember ringing an ex-girlfriend. Oh no, do you know what? I texted an ex-girlfriend saying, "Do you want to go for a coffee? I'm leaving London now for you won't see you again for the rest of my life." So, and she was like, she rang me, and I was like, "You all right?" And she was like, "Yeah." She sounded like, "Yeah, I'm cool. You all right?" "Yeah, I'm good. Yeah." And then I was like, "So yeah, do you want to go for this coffee or whatever?" She'd be like, "Well, I live with my boyfriend."
Yeah.
And it like 6 months had passed, and I thought, "What, you living with him?"
Yeah.
So crazy.
I remember like that happened to me exactly in uni. It was in uni halls and that, and this girl, it just never quite like materialized into a relationship, and I was a bit like, I don't know if I want it, and because I was leaving uni at the end, so I didn't know whether if I was going to be in Manchester or move. I don't know and stuff, and I kind of just went, nah, whatever. And then she went to London to do something for like 2 months. And then when she came back, that's when I went, I do actually like this girl. You know what I mean? I'm going to invite her up, and then I got her into me flat in a bin bag now. But I got her into the flat, and it was sat on my bed, and we were literally chatting and all that stuff. And then I was just like, nah, I really want to just tell you, like, you know, I fucked up. Like I did. Like I just stupidly was like,
you told you
what
really
am I doing?
her.
I was like, what am I doing? Like I let you leave to London where I should have been like, no.
Stay
like
with me.
I know what you mean. Just be with us. And then I remember her literally just sitting there going, I've met someone, Carl.
Yeah.
And I literally just went,
it's bad, isn't it?
No, I mean, you know,
I didn't mean like.
I mean,
my bottom lip's going.
Yeah.
And then I think my mate at that point, it was literally like a film. He just knocked on and went, "Who wants a brew?" And I was like, yeah. Well, yeah, you got a brew, yeah. And then she left, and I sat there like that. She left, and he come in and he went, "So did you?" And I went, "She's found someone else."
Yeah.
And I just sat there like,
Everyone else is. I literally the same as well. Like an ex, I've been talking to her again after months of not talking to her. A couple of phone calls. I was like, "Remember that time? Let's do it." And then she was something like, "By the way, though, I have been seeing a guy." So, and I'm like, right, what I'm basically trying to say is, women, stop doing that.
You crumbled me. You know what? It was actually the year Whiplash came out, and that's not an exaggeration. It was actually 2014 at the end of my third year.
It was a real Whiplash.
Maybe it was a storyline built for me.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
Ben's just like,
it is one of those where it must be one of those. Well, like, you're watching it, and you're like, that's a lot of guys are like, "Oh, I've had that."
Yeah.
I bet every guy fucking watching this is probably had a
I bet
like
Neiman had it.
Neiman definitely
in real life.
So yeah, that's a good thing about that, in it, where it's like he's got stuff that he wants, but he's also like, "Oh, I did waste that opportunity." Yeah,
because he kind of at that point, like, because he turns thingy and done it like, he, I don't know, what's it? J.K. Simmons. His character, like, he kind of goes against him, doesn't he, after the crash and that?
Yeah, so obviously he gets in the crash, he's like, you know, you fucked up, and he fucking, you know, gets him, J.K. Simmons, on the floor.
He actually runs at him, doesn't he? And
runs at him.
I was buzzing at that bit, mate.
He spares him.
Spares him.
Yeah.
Goldberg.
Yeah,
go on, sorry.
Yeah, so he goals him, and that's Rhino's spear move.
He's a Rhino.
He's wrestling in Manchester, actually.
Rhino?
I posted it there.
I'm not watching that, mate. How was Goldberg's spear?
But yeah, fucking... Yeah, so he does that, and then he grasses him up for being an abusive man.
Because didn't he have a ex-student who killed himself?
Yeah, some guy, and he's like, Casey Matthews, he was the best fucking violinist of all time, or whatever.
Yeah.
He was the second chair of the Violina Concerto. And
he went to Monaco after that, and he became
was
a
at
star.
Lincoln Center. But yeah, fucking... Yes, so he does that, and then Neiman's walking down the street, on a fine, balmy summer's eve.
Friday, I'd say.
Yeah, probably Friday. Could have been Saturday. So he's walking down, and he bumps it. He goes into a little jazz bar, doesn't he? J.K. Simmons.
He sees him advertised, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He kind of sees it, and he goes,
like,
what's his name in it?
J.K.
Simmons, because he calls him...
Shit.
I forgot his name, but he sees it, and then I remember looking at that bit going... Oh shit! So he's not a teacher anymore.
Yeah.
Here we go, kind of thing. Yeah. And then
so then you see him and he's like being like cool. And he's like, he's a little humble now.
Yeah. He's just like no hat anymore.
Fletcher. Yeah.
Fletcher.
No hat.
That's it. Fletcher. Yeah.
So then he. So yeah, and then fucking sees Neiman. Neiman's like, he tries to get out, and it's funny because like the people kind of block his way in it for a little bit.
Yeah, because he goes to
And you think there's no way that J.K. Simmons is going to get all the way from the stage to see him, and then he's like right there, and he's like, Neiman, do you remember when I watched you fuck your girlfriend?
When you fucked her with those drumsticks and you kept on shifting.
But yeah, so fucked with them drumsticks is quite dark actually. Yeah, you mean like the lolly? You mean the lollipop, don't you?
Yeah.
I was fucking with a little drumstick.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the lolly.
Lollipop.
Chicken
Like
drumstick.
Peri chicken.
So
this is bad now.
So yeah, so fucking. Yeah, so and then fucking he goes, do you want to come to this jazz festival and be, you know, and what Neiman goes to him, what does he say? He goes, what about the other guy?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What about Connolly? And he goes, I only ever fucked Connolly to get to make you jealous or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I knew you were the one.
I knew you were the one, Neiman. Neoman.
He's the one. Fletcher's bombing Neiman. Ding, 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 ding. Come on, stop trying to shift me and shift me.
Combining the Matrix and Whiplash.
And bumming.
The whole time.
Stuck bumming in there as well.
Yeah, but so
You see Fletcher in that? I bummed him.
So anyway, he fucking, and then he's like, yeah, I'll do it, and then obviously, how long have we done now?
Pretty much. So go on, finish your thought. And then
Yeah.
we'll
So yeah, no, I'm just kind of recounting like the end of the film, what you thought of the final scene.
Oh mate, it was dead intense. Where he
you think, oh, this is nice. They're gonna be sick together,
and he walks over to me. He goes, I know you did it.
Yeah. You think I'm fucking stupid?
Yeah, and I was just like,
you think I'm fucking bald?
I was like, you think I don't suit my jazz hat?
You think I'm fucking bald? I had my fucking hat on. That's why I bought the hat.
Now I'm bald with it. You fuck. Don't look down there. There's no fucking moss bars. But yeah, that was like, yeah, we'll get more into that later. But yeah, that was a proper intense where you're just like, oh, it's not over.
Yeah, no, definitely, and yeah. So, do we want to take a little break and then come back to that? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we are back on the Whiplash episode. So, I was just talking about the ending, which J.K. Simmons like, you fucking knew it was you little bastard, and then he gets him to play all wrong, and he says to him, he says, everyone they remember at this festival, like so, so he plays it all shit, and then he starts doing this mad. Where he basically like takes over the band, starts doing Whiplash and Caravan or whatever the pieces are.
The main ones are,
and then J.K. Simmons starts being like, "What the hell are you doing, Neiman?"
But he can't really
Seaman.
But he can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, no, he can't do anything.
So he's
about
clever
it.
about it, there.
And then he starts to be like,
he's
and
just
then he starts to like fucking
go in with a beat. Like,
yeah, he's buzzing off it.
I'll get you in.
I finally done it. I finally
Yeah,
broke him and turned him into the real. He's the new Charlie Parker.
Yeah.
You will get hit by a car soon, but you're the new Charlie Parker.
Well, the car thing, interesting piece of trivia that I don't think is in this trivia, but I've noticed it, right? So Miles Teller was in a car crash. So when he first started acting, he'd been in a car crash, and he says in an interview that my friend in the passenger seat was fine. The bag of tomatoes in the back was fine. It was only my face that wasn't. And he has scars. If you look at him in films, he has scars on his face, even before all that.
Yeah. Okay. Nah, I've seen the scar.
But, so he had a car accident. And then I also read, the thing that I read in the break was that people are like, it was him quoting, like, it was hard to get roles because no one wanted... like, you're a good actor, but you've got too many scars on your face and it doesn't really make sense for the character. And then all the comments like, no, he's known to be hard to work with and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But the interesting fact about the car crash thing is, in this film he's in a car crash, been in a car crash in real life. In this film he is. In another film where he plays a boxer, a true story about a boxer who was an elite boxer and then he got in a car crash. He was in another film, and there's another film called like, it's got some gay name like Serendipity or something. I'll have to find what it is. But he's in a car crash in that as well. So it's like in every film he's like right, you're going to be in the new Jaws, and he's like, is there a car crash in it? And like, there's a boat crash. He's like, not good enough.
You're going to be in space.
For
the entire film, there will be a crash in a car, and
like,
you'll be in it.
What a mad thing for him to have to like just not only was he in a car crash, but it happens that all of his films, he seems to be in a car crash too.
Yeah. Oh.
Top Gun. Was there a car crash?
Was it Top Gun Maverick? Yeah, he was a bit too. I feel like with Miles Teller, like he got too hench for that, and he looked a bit like his neck was too big.
It was called The Spectacular now, the other one that he gets in a car crash in. He was in that Project X, remember that? And it's just like a film about like a party that's happening.
Yeah, back in the early 90s, was it?
Yeah.
So go on.
So I was just going to say, I was leading on to that, to the car crash being... that whole thing in the film is obviously him being like... At that point, it's like, even if you've been hit by a truck... jazz drumming is the most important thing.
Yeah,
like, it's just everything in the film is like, this guy is so obsessed with it, and you're questioning like, is it good to be this obsessed? Because you'll get in a car crash, your girlfriend will break up with you and get with another guy, some guy will call you a grass in front of everyone, and all this stuff, and it's like, is it good that you care this much?
Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think that's the whole film. Like, is like going, is fame worth it? Is it like
getting to the top of your game worth it?
Exactly. Yeah.
But to him, it was.
Yeah. So it's difficult to do performance of the film for this because J.K. Simmons is obviously just like
no one really touches
so
him,
sick.
Yeah.
But just reading it says just reading some trivia from IMDb. J.K. Simmons. During the intense practice scenes, the director wouldn't yell cut. So that Miles Teller would keep drumming until he exhausted himself.
Right.
So he's
doing the same thing.
He really did that.
Yeah, he's like, this is real life.
J.K. Simmons won 47 awards for his role.
Mad.
47.
He won an Oscar as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he win an Oscar for it?
Yeah, he won an
That's the famous speech where he's saying like, call your mum and stuff. Like, he's on the speech and he's going like,
when he's just like, your mum's like, make sure you call your mum every day.
He's like basically just doing this whole thing where he just cuts into this like, I want to thank my mum, and he's like, call your mum, by the way, everyone here, and everyone's like in the crowd. Like,
yeah, and it's
you
know the music over it.
It's probably got to be J.K. Miles Teller is brilliant in it. To be
he
fair,
is class
to him. Like when he's like, I'm upset. When he does that bit, that's good.
I'm upset.
I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm gonna do a film with Jonah Hill next.
He also. So we're still doing the best performance. Yeah, it is hard.
We've just got to say J.K. Simmons.
because it's
Miles Teller second.
Miles Teller second.
Because they really do take the show.
And then probably his cousin third, who comes in and goes, "I'm a plumber."
Yeah, no, and he's like, yeah. No, I was just gonna say like his cousin's like, what does he say in it now? He's like, I can't remember. He says something to try and rip him.
Yeah, but he's very clever where he just basically comes back at him, doesn't he? And he's just sat there like...
4 words you will never hear from the NFL. That's what he says to him, doesn't he? Because he says something like, you can't fucking come on my face. And he's like, 4 words you will never hear from the NFL. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't hear that.
I'm gonna look up.
I don't know why everything that I say now is cum based. But, you know,
what is?
I'm bereft of any true talent.
What is your guys' favourite scene?
My guys.
No, what is your favourite scene in it? Well, you guys. Benjamin, what's yours? Philip, what's yours?
I don't know what my guys.
Favourite scene in it. It's got to be the J.K. Simmons establishing his dominance in that first. Like I said before, when it goes from like tension, like being like, it's okay, you got it, you can do it, and then to him like going mental at him. I think it's
what a jugger you, Seaman.
It's just an iconic cinema scene, and I think that's probably my favourite. I do kind of like the end scene. Because I remember watching it first and I was a bit like, what is this? He's just drumming for ages.
There's a point where you go, it is a point of it where you're going, he's been drumming for 7 straight minutes. His hands are going to be bleeding again.
Yeah, because basically there's a point where you're like, right, if you stop now, everyone will think you're a legend. But he kind of keeps going. I'm like, you're ruining it, Neiman. Ruining it. Neiman, Seaman.
I'm upset.
I'm upset. My asshole's upset. My stomach's upset. I have an upset stomach.
Yeah, but what
I
was
swallowed a drumstick today.
I'm trying to push it out my asshole.
The drumstick making its way through my intestines.
I'm obsessed with Minecraft.
It's 6 inches long.
My stomach's upset.
Look, you can see it poking out there. I need a full.
My heart is depressed. Right, so
Yeah, but you were going to say about that scene is that he.
yeah, so either the last scene.
It's going on.
The last scene. Well, yeah, when I first watched that, I was like, "It's going on. I don't get it. It's mummy." 2014. I was 27. No. No.
Oh my God, Ben's nearly 40.
I'm 40 years old next week. But yeah, so
Do the heat tomorrow.
But then when I watched it recently, contemporaneously, I don't know whether that word applies, but it sounds like it. Right, they're gonna be
R.I.P. everyone's
yeah. Sorry about that.
Was that too loud?
Yeah, everyone watching
Oh,
now is
sorry.
like, ah!
That should have. That's dragging.
That's Russian.
He's like, yeah,
I'm a
so
Russian, dragon.
Russian. I'm a Russian or Ivan Drago. Drago.
Go on,
So yeah, but when I watched it this time in 2024, yeah, I actually really
What, your ass is filling up?
no, my
We've turned insane. Come on.
right.
Stop doing that noise.
So yeah.
I'm doing it.
Right, so yeah, so then when I watched it recently, I was like, I like it now.
Yes.
Because it goes through lots of different, moods and different, little narrative avenues.
It keeps like doing the mad like directing of it, where it's like swiping across his face, and it's like.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's going like it's supposed to go. When you're going, it's going on too long. He's like, that's how obsessed he is. He's like, I don't. It's to the point where he's like, I've got my moment now. Fuck everyone who's watching. It's just I'm gonna keep going. And even if J.K. Simmons is like, this is great. It's almost like the rest of the band are just like, all right, well, I guess it's just you two here now. Like, we all to the audience, we all might as well leave. They're gonna bum after this. It just clearly looks like it's almost sexual tension. I've turned it into bumming again.
And
God, it's either coming or bumming.
well, he does say, doesn't he, when he's like, "I'll bum you in."
He does. Yeah.
I'll bum you in with my stick. Bend over.
He does say that, by the way. So he's like, they're arguing, and he goes, "Oh, what's all this about? You think you're better than us? You catch on quick. Are you in Model UN?" And then his cousin goes, "I don't know what that means." His cousin goes, "I got a reply for you, Andrew. You think Carlton football's a joke? Come play with us."
Oh,
He goes,
yeah.
4 words you will never hear from the NFL.
Yeah.
Very good reply. That like you'll never get excited. I will be a sick drummer, but you are just some Division 3 motherfucker.
Yeah. No,
Like
this
that.
is it. But I think, So that's so is that your favourite
That's
scene?
actually I was going to say the table scene is because it's like it you're on his side a bit, but you're also like
He's been
He's
been a bit antagonistic, isn't he? Being like,
it's arrogant as well.
Yeah, it's arrogant.
But it's also like it's the same feeling as watching Kanye West documentary when he bursts in like the offices and he's like starts playing his music, and it's like you watch it and going, what is this guy doing? And as you're watching that dinner table, you're going, why are you being a dick to your family? But when you see that he's great, you're like, oh, okay, I guess that's what that makes like people who are just insane about the craft that they're doing become like geniuses at it.
The problem is that I think like I don't know, it's drumming. It's weird because he's kind of like a jazz drummer, so he's not doing these like rock solos, which you like that because like you think of a drum solo being cool, you think of it like a rock. Yeah, like
exactly.
You know what I mean, like whatever. But yeah, he's kind of just doing like this.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's even more like. This guy's obsessed with it because he could have. He's not trying to be famous drummer in a rock band. He's trying to be like a niche, like someone that people only into jazz are like that Andrew Neiman. Yeah, like,
and also like could you because you're into music and that. Yeah, you're a musician. Yeah.
I play a tiny bit of guitar.
Musical man. Yeah.
Okay, I'm the music man.
Yeah.
I can be your hero.
You know,
Yeah,
you've got the groove. Yeah.
I've got the groove. I can't deny.
The groove, baby.
I put a donk on it if you're asking.
Yeah. Wherever you go, there is a donk. There is a donk that
It's
follows.
a stanky donk, right?
So could you tell whether he was Russian or dragon?
That could not tell if it was. That's the thing, though. Is like I think in that scene, because every time he plays, you're like, is he Russian or like? And I think there's like probably 10 people who watch that being like, oh, I can actually tell.
Yeah.
And they definitely will be Russian or dragon. Like, there's no way they would have made that film and not been like, right, we have to.
I thought you meant the people who would recognise it would definitely be Russian.
Russians or dragons.
Yeah.
And,
Russians or dragons.
Yeah. And but I reckon that they were like, right, you have to. He's got a click in his ear, and you're like, you have to play it like you have to just go over tempo ever so slightly in this one. They wouldn't have just been like, have a go and we'll pretend that he's Russian or dragon. They would have been like, let's be very careful so that if anyone is actually watching it, like not in this, it's the same as Day After Tomorrow. The scientists watching it going, nonsense, enjoyable nonsense. Actual musicians would be like, no, it's spot on. Like, it is mad. I imagine but it's so subtle that I imagine that's why they did it, to be like, you're not even supposed to notice. And no one else in there is noticing. But J.K. Simmons is like, this is very important. Or is he not? There's also like, what if he isn't rushing or dragging? And it's like,
he's
that's
just
the
bullying
part
him.
of it. It's just bullying him.
That's
the
it's
thing.
interesting that.
So it could be both in a way, like, But was that the question? Is if because I'm a bit into music, right? Okay.
Could you tell, Carl? Could you tell whether he was Russian or dragon?
I think it was bullying.
You thought it was bullying.
That's option 3.
Bullying Russian.
What do you think of the line where he says, there are no 2 words in the English language more harmful than good job? Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's when he's in the bar, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's like, the reason I don't say good job to you is because no one ever gets better if you just keep going great like that. Because that's the whole thing of like tough love and stuff, and the whole participation trophy type argument. And it's like, does it make better athletes or musicians or competitiveness if you aren't praising people constantly? Like, what do you think? It's on the scale of, on this side, it's like, tough love will make strong people. Or like just being like supportive, because there's definitely many people, even comedy, there's people who are like, let's have a nice supportive scene where we all go ha 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 and clap at each other's jokes. And then you go to some gigs where you're like, that was really difficult, but I know that I'm better just because of that gig now, because I handled it. Yeah, no,
I mean, obviously, like, you know, if you were J.K. Simmons, I think what he probably should have done is say to somebody, you've got amazing talent.
Yeah.
We know that's not debatable. You can go far, right? From now on, I've licked your ass. From now on, I'm gonna be hard on you, but know that it's never.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Personal kind of thing. Like,
You know what I mean?
But
do it that way.
Maybe in his head is he like, even if I give him that, he's gonna then walk all over me as a coach, and I'm not agreeing. I'm just going.
You playing.
It's like Gordon Ramsay, isn't it, in the kitchen?
Exactly, yeah.
Like
it's that kind of
there's the odd time where he goes like, "This is not personal, this is professional," because he's like, "I know you. I want to see you do your job. I don't want to see you cook a sea bass and go, you're the fucking best. You're the man."
Exactly.
Yeah,
because then he'd be like, "I'll fucking take the piss."
Yeah. No, that's you rest on your laurels, don't you?
So it's good that he's like that.
Yeah,
but
that's
again,
it's like, but that is the great thing about the film is you're going, is it necessary or is it too far? Because I mean, well, it's also like, there are certain things that happen, like a car crash, like him missing out on a relationship, of arguing with his family, where you're like, that maybe isn't worth it. But there are definitely people who are obsessed with something so much that, like, they're listening, going like, they're agreeing with everyone, going, oh yeah, but in the back of the mind, like, no, it is worth doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Any other shit in there? Like, we've got, I'm going to go through some of the...
Don't worry about my favourite scene.
Yeah, what's your favourite scene?
I didn't know if we were doing favourite scenes.
No, go on. So
you
don't
I thought you were doing...
You like it at the table. You like your tea at the table.
Yeah, you like your tea at the table.
I like my tea in the beginning.
I like my supper.
Go on.
There's like loads of different scenes I like, but I think I like, my favourite is when he just snaps after he's been run over and he's been told, and then he takes him down. I just kind of feel a bit like, I'm buzzing at that bit.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
he takes the power back.
Yeah, he's like, Simmons is like, Fletcher, his character, he is like a cunt into him throughout the film, abusing him, just fucking constantly, abusing him pretty much, and he's just like nearly died, like literally, like, and he still doesn't give a fuck. No one's even asked. It's like that kind of game they're in, and then he's just like, yeah, you're out, mate, and he's just like, oh, fuck this. Yeah. And then I just like, I kind of feel like that's the only time someone stands up to him.
No, it was a breath
but
of
don't
fresh
even
air.
does it even like verbally says it. He fucking physically just says, this is how much you piss me off, and you're a fucking knob. And
because it's almost like...
It does release the tension.
Yeah. Like, he knows he's not like... Even Fletcher may even sit back, because I think there's a certain like glare in his eye where he kind of goes, fucking hell, calm down, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, for a split second, he's just fucking hell, mate, what's that about? And it's like everything you've been doing for the last hour in this film. It's nice.
In this film.
What's that?
The character going, everything you've been doing this last hour in this film.
They've been watching at home, and you've been fucking saying if I'm pushing or dragging, and I've had enough. That's why I've fucking cleaned you out. That was one take as well. But it's satisfying to see.
That's a good scene, because I suppose you're supposed to, as he's arriving, you're going, surely he's going to be concerned about him. Surely when he walks through the door, he's going to be like, oh my God, what's happened?
He's got blood on him, and I think he drops one of his sticks twice, doesn't he? He's like probably broken bones and shit, and he's just looking at him going, look at you, fucking. And it's like, do I have to get hit by a truck for you to realise, like, this is how much I want it?
Is it also, though, like, I've been in jobs where I've been a manager and I've had someone working for me, and I've done this in the past where you just, you have a certain job, and then you just think when you're 21, you ring them up with like this genius thing to get you out of work, and you think like, oh, I'm going to have them over here. And then you don't realize until you're a manager in a job or something, or you have people working for you, that they tell you those excuses, and you're like, mate, I've done this before. And also, I don't want to hear it. You're doing it all the time. Like, you keep turning up late, you keep doing this thing, you fucked up again. And it's almost like when he walks through the door with blood on his face, he's like, I don't give a shit. Like, you shouldn't have even got yourself into this position.
Yeah, he's
not even willing to hear, like, was it an accident? Was it your fault? He's just like, look at you again with blood on your face, and like,
you're a mess, mate.
Another car crash, Miles.
First it's your hands for the sticks because you're going too fast. Now it's fucking blood out your head. It's
exactly.
Like,
so I suppose that's a part of it where it's like, it's all supposed to be like, you're like, is this too much? And a sane person is watching it going, this is all a bit much, this.
I remember literally watching that scene, looking at her going, fucking hell, like, he's just nearly dead. Because it was unexpected when he gets hit with the truck, and then you instantly go, right, he's dead now. But then he's not. He literally crawls out and goes, I'm still doing this. I'm still going to prove that I'm the best.
Yeah, 100%.
And then he's just like, again, like he said, he's just like, oh, another excuse now. And
exactly.
What's happened now?
It's almost
skull.
like he just cannot give a shit.
And he's just like, even though I'm damaged, I'm going to fucking put you on your ass.
If you had to get a blowjob off one of the cast.
Do you know what's funny? It's sometimes, like, we've talked about this before, where I'm looking at your face thinking like, oh, is Ben not having a good time for a moment? I'm really just going like, right.
Yeah, but
sometimes I'm like, Ben's thinking of something like just to break the tension. I'm going, right. And he started this deep shit. I'm just going to be like, would you spread your ass for a...
Right, come on then. I want to hear the
Which one
now.
of the cast would you get a blowjob off?
Probably Fletcher.
Straight away.
Straight away, mate.
You answered that too fast.
Yeah.
His little bald head.
I'll be slapping his bald head.
Would you?
There'll be water, like going,
with water.
You little egg.
Put some salt.
Right, I'm going to pick his girlfriend just to be normal for a moment. Yeah.
It's only men.
No, it's only the men.
Oh, yeah.
If you were gay, I would say only the women. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm trying to put you in this vulnerable position.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in it. I want the cool drummer that comes in.
Oh, yeah, Connolly. Connolly would give good
ginger?
head. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to run my fingers through his ginger locks.
Use ginger hair. Do you know what Americans love? Like, their one like insult for Irish people is like leprechaun or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't understand, like, that's so corny over it. Like,
100%.
It's not even offensive, is it, really?
No.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what the offensive is. It's like, you're a mythical character.
Because Conor McGregor's had it bare, hasn't he, back in the day, where like people go, "Shut up, you little fucking leprechaun," and it's like, he's not offended by that.
No.
Neither's the crowd or whatever, but
I've seen a picture where it's like everyone says this is what everyone thinks is what Irish people look like, and it's a leprechaun. And it goes, this is what every Irish person I met, and it's someone with black hair, long, like thick eyelashes and freckles. And that is every Irish guy, like Barry Keoghan and stuff. Right.
The what's he called? Connolly, I think, has no drumming experience and only had a month to prepare for his role. bloody legend. Sounds like
Yeah,
the guy sounds like a legend doing something like
He
that.
took it seriously.
So how long did it take him to do that?
Month.
He fucked his girlfriend off and said, "Fuck him."
Oh, that is
Yeah,
insane.
in the scene where J.K. Simmons yells, "I will fuck you like a pig," which is a good line. You know what I mean? I will fuck you like a pig. You may notice that the camera cuts away from him when he delivers that line. The line was actually taken from the short film. The original line was, "I'm going to gut you like a fucking pig," but he thought the new line was hilarious and he included it in the production script. Simmons thought it was ridiculous and refused to say that line, but the director included the mistake in post-production anyway.
Right.
Interesting.
Wow, okay. So,
Don't
J.K. Simmons was like, I don't want to say the line. He went, no, it's funny, I'm going to put it in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
doesn't
really
make
fully
sense
understand
that.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I've read it wrong
No,
or
I also...
J.K. Simmons is a little fucking bitch.
I think that's what it's
Call your mum. Do it now.
Call your mum.
The film was shot, edited, and submitted into Sundance in 10 weeks. So in 10 weeks' time,
Wow.
they're like, completely done. Here, have it. Andrew appears in every scene.
Andrew.
Neiman.
Damien Chazelle, he's the director. So he did that. And I think he did La La Land, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one with Emma Stone.
Yeah, I like that film, mate. It's
She won an
good.
Oscar.
I thought it was good.
What did you think?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah?
enjoyed it. I
It's good,
remember I
isn't it?
went to watch it with my ex-girlfriend who I talked about before about having the said she living with a boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, just come to the cinema.
La La Land. That's what I'm living in right now. Thinking we had a chance.
I'm living in La La Land right now. I'm going to get fucking Whiplash.
Fuck me. Stop dragging.
Oh, yeah, because obviously it was a short film before. The year before.
Yeah, man.
So who was it? Oh, wow, it doesn't look...
J.K. Simmons, wasn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah. But it, like, look at the shot of this one. It looks like it's so... Like, compared to the production that it had in... Like, that was very much like a student film or something.
Yeah, no, it didn't look that good.
Whereas they've got the DOP on this one. Director of photography. Yeah, so... Wait. Oh, I think it was Johnny Simmons, which is J.K. Simmons' son or something. As the original Miles Teller.
Oh,
Maybe I'm wrong about it.
interesting.
I'll have to find it again.
A long left.
It's around. Do you have another one to throw out as Ben?
I'm just reading some of them. I don't have time to read it and assess whether it's good
Yeah, I feel you.
during the dead.
Right, well, what I'll do is he also made Babylon and First Man. Did you see First Man with Ryan Gosling?
I liked First
I
Man.
like
No,
that too.
Yeah,
It's good.
might watch that again recently.
Yeah.
But you know what puts me off about that? There's a scene in it where like his daughter's like got like this ruthless cancer or something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, when the film starts with that, I'm like, oh, I can't be dealing with cancer.
Oh no, it's a lot of like. Is that the
Especially when I'm eating my tea.
Yeah. It's not a put on.
This is not a
during your
4-star
tea
now.
No.
film. Yeah. Is that the same thing you mentioned about a different film we were talking about where you were like anything health thing you like get to in your head about
Health
it?
anxiety, yeah,
health
yeah.
anxiety about it, right? So yeah, Johnny Simmons. He actually kind of looks like J.K. Simmons. So I wonder if it is his son. Yeah, Jonathan James Simmons, who plays the Miles Teller's role in the short film. I wonder if it is his dad. I'll be finding that out while Ben reads out one more trivia.
Yeah, the photo in J.K. Simmons' apartment in the short feature. That's not interesting.
Say it for the fans.
Fans.
I don't think he is.
Miles Teller is the only member of the film's concert ensemble who was not played by a real musician. Everybody else is a real musician.
That is insane, though. A month to learn drums like that.
Is that the main guy? Main drummer?
Yeah, Miles Teller.
He had to have a month.
No.
No, not Connolly.
Connolly.
Oh.
Well, it said Ryan in brackets. That he's called Ryan Connolly.
Yeah,
Right,
still though,
sorry,
fucking
but still a
hell.
month is
4
sick.
weeks to like
Yeah.
To train to suck
learn
your
something
dick.
like that.
Exactly. But I wonder if Miles Teller knew how to play the drums first.
I think he had a musical. He was like you.
As a
Yeah,
music man.
He's a
musical
musical
Did he,
man.
did he have a groove too?
Yeah, I think he had the funk inside of
had the
him.
funk.
Play the front.
Do we have a... So we've done
Oh,
everyone's favourite scene.
Miles Teller had been playing the drums since he was 15.
There we go. Perfect guy for the role then. Not as impressive. No, that's still impressive.
So, what were we rating it out of
Is that what you're gonna say?
5?
What was your other question?
I don't. Oh, I was actually checking that everyone had done their favourite scene, and we had. hadn't
Yes.
we?
Yeah.
One more thing though. This is. Who are we on here? Are we on Damien Chazelle? Yeah. So Damien Chazelle who directed this film, his best director Oscar win for La La Land 2016 at age 32 made him the youngest Academy Award winner. How much is that? 32. I'm a year older than that now, and he's won an Oscar by that time. Isn't that sad? Anyway,
yeah, but you know, you probably can't have a good chat with him.
Exactly.
No, you probably can't. He's a
couldn't do
Hollywood
a pod
director.
with him, could you?
Yeah, he couldn't do a bloody fucking pod. Well, you could. He'd be really interesting. But the thing is that he's not got what we've got. He's not got the bloody banter, has he?
Back and forth.
He's not got that northwest
the coming banter.
banter.
Is he pushing or dragging banter? You know,
No,
we've got
he's
it
not
all.
got
Yeah.
He's swallowed a drumstick.
We should be called Whiplash because we keep giving you the quips.
That should be the name of the episode.
Whiplash. Very good. And the last one will be enjoyable. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, right, so...
What are you rating it?
Rating.
What are we rating this film, Whiplash?
I'm going to come in with a bold 5.
Wow,
I love
5
this
stars
film.
out of 5.
You did say it was one of your favourites,
It
didn't
is.
you?
And as well, think about it. Every scene is like, what should I think about these people? Like, do you know that show Succession? Have you seen any of it?
Yes.
So I watched it all as well. And it's the entire... The whole thing on it is like, these people are kind of like... You're not supposed to like them, but it's so entertaining. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to like them, but they are doing things where you're like, why are you doing this throughout the entire film?
Yeah.
And they're just the way, like, there's little subtle things like with the raisins popcorn thing where he puts his dick in. Where he
underneath.
Like, it's like, is that a thing about his dad being like? There's just little subtle ways to do that to and to like put little plot lines in the whole girlfriend arc thing of being like. So it is, to me, it's like it's shot so well, it looks so cool, it's got like a colour theme going throughout it. Every character is like it's not. Sometimes you get someone in a film and you're like, he's kind of too Hollywood to be in this film. I think J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller kind of, you could imagine them being those guys. They could pull up. These are the guys that are really based on. You're like, oh, they kind of look the same. Like, do you know what I mean? So it seems authentic is what I'm trying to say. It's like, and it's, I imagine as well, a lot of musicians, much more musically talented than me, the music man, would buzz off it because of all the, like, just how... Like,
precise. Accurate.
Accurate, yes. Thank you for the
accurate,
words. Yeah, so 5.
Good. What would you rate
I would
it?
definitely, because it was the first time I ever watched it, and I was...
Enthralled
and very...
Giving you words again.
He was giving me words and I just go along with it. Carl strikes again. What a film that is. But I was like... I'm trying to think of a word, like... Blotted.
What?
Blotted. No.
Yeah.
I was like taken aback by it. Do you know what I mean? I've never watched it. Affected, yeah. Like childhood memories when my daddy
touched you.
It touched me. Ooh, touch me. 2014 was a big year. Gerard slip. No, but it was one of those films. What like if I like it's, when you watch it, you've got to watch it. You can't put it on in the background or anything.
It's not a watching your tea film.
Yes, 100%. It's like everything like shut the fuck up around me. Like if someone's like, oh, this like I normally if I watch a film with like someone, I go, oh, this is it, but I wouldn't do it in that certain film. I'd be like, watch this film. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Everything about it, the storyline, the acting, and I'd give it 100% a solid 4 because it's not. I would, like I said, I would watch it again.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't.
Yeah,
not
I
like
think
it's the
5
same.
is like it's got to be really one of your favorite films. So
like
4 is strong.
I mentioned, like on a previous episode that Departed, I gave that a 5, I think, because it's my type of film where I could just watch it every day, probably like a gimp. But with Whiplash, like 100% watch it again. It's brilliant, deserving Oscar for Simmons.
But it isn't maybe one of them you could just stick on. It's like I have to be in the mood for this. But
you have to be in the mood, and like I said, like you'd have to do it where there's not a lot of people in the room. I'd only watch it maybe with one other people, one other person. I wouldn't watch it with like 4 people because I couldn't be arsed with just.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, but yeah, quality film. I give it a big high 4. Solid film.
I'm gonna go with 4 as well.
Nice.
Because
you guys win.
No, I think it's good because I think there was a couple of times on the other films when me and you were like the same, and Carl was different, and now me and Carl are the same, and you're different.
One day, me and Carl will be the same, and you'll be different.
Yeah, exactly.
And it be in your own turf and be like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, and we'll find out who your boyfriend is as well.
Yeah, we will one day.
Yeah, my actor boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh no,
Michael.
just your normal boyfriend.
Yeah.
Am I not? Yeah.
We know he's in the other room.
No, I'm not gay. I've never been gay. I wish I was gay though, because all that dick sucking would make sense. All that going out at night into the alleys. Going in the alleys. Yeah, gonna give it a solid 4 inches on my ass. I mean, a solid 4 stars. Yeah, no, it's good, but again, like, there's something about that Neiman and J.K. Simmons which I find they're a bit gimpy. In terms of like, I'm upset, and like J.K. Simmons with that little hat that he's got. She's
like, fucking hate
that little hat that he's got, and like, and they're obsessed with jazz. I feel like they're a bit well, the jazz nerds, aren't they? The jazz nerds.
Yeah, it's their bread and butter, innit? That's what they love.
So I can't fully fucking, wank to it like I would Departed or Goodfellas or something like that.
Yeah, I suppose I definitely, when I was saying it's authentic, and then...
You're not gay!
When I was saying it's authentic, one part when you said that, then I was like, oh yeah, they are somewhat exaggerated, or it's like definitely over the top in a way. So I can see why it can be like to watch.
But the actual, like I said, like the anxiety of it is so high sometimes that it's a bit of a stressful one to watch.
True.
So that's why I wouldn't give it like the full 5, because I think that there's films out there which are so perfect that they're entertaining, artistically brilliant, and just like.
But isn't, like, in the same way that a good horror film would make you feel like you're aiming to feel scared.
No, you are.
In a film like this, are you like Uncut Gems? Like, it's all one, like Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
It's supposed to be this weird anxiety attack the entire film, where you're like stressed by the scenes, and I feel like this is like, it's supposed to, like, it's putting you in that guy's head of like, isn't this stressful and anxiety inducing and tense and scary and stuff? So the fact that I know it's not as enjoyable to watch, it's not enjoyable nonsense, but it's like, you're supposed to, it's giving you one of the many emotions that films can give you. And like, it's doing a very good job of that one.
In the
same way that a guy who you hate in a film, you're like, well, he's done his job then.
No, definitely.
You hate him because he's good at what he does.
Yeah,
I feel like it's one of the. I actually first watched it on a plane.
Oh yeah.
Just like it'd come out, I didn't go to see it at the cinema, and I was sat on the plane, and I put it on, and like you, I was like about to turn it off.
Oh, okay.
10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
He's going to the cinema with his dad, feeling his dad's cock in the cinema. What the hell is this? What have I watched?
Chocolate raisins again.
Can't believe you fucking fly with Emirates. No way. I'm gonna. So anyway, just thought of another riff, but can't be arsed. So I watched it on a plane, and riveted, even on that tiny little screen with the little fucking headphones on,
shouting, why aren't you dragging?
Saying, why aren't you dragging? Waking up a baby with a mum. They've just got him to sleep, and I'm like, fucking...
Don't fucking look at me, mini-me! You want to fuck? What are you looking down there for? It's no fucking Mars bars.
You're
doing like a speed version of each riff.
I'm going to give it 4. That's me.
Nice.
That's my rating.
Right, everyone, that was
Whiplash.
Whiplash. Thank you very much for coming. Subscribe at the bottom.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Having a wank.
Thank you for bashing the bishop. I've been Karl Porter.
I've been Ben Neiman.
And this has been Phil Fletcher.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.